When I first started Call of the Wild, I was broke, underpowered, and buying absolutely the wrong things. And if you feel broke in the game right now, it's probably not because you're bad, it's because the game lets new players spend money in the worst possible order. So in this video, I'm saving you from that pain. I'll show you how to make money fast as a new player, what to hunt, where to hunt, and how to stop wasting cash, whether you own DLC or not. Let me know in the comments what was the first thing you wasted money on when you first started playing. And you're going to want to stick around because one of these tips is the difference between being broke at level 20 and being set for the rest of the game. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about how cash really works in Call of the Wild, because this part is misunderstood. You don't make money by running everywhere or chasing every animal you see, or by shooting the biggest thing on the map. You make money by efficient kills, short travel time, and easy to hunt species. Early game, consistency beats trophies every single time. This is why people can hunt for hours and still feel broke. Okay, so we're going to talk about the very best way to make cash in Layton Lakes, so without DLC. And fair warning, most new players start grinding the wrong species right here, and that's why they feel broke even when they're doing everything else right. So the best species to hunt here, in my opinion, is black bears. Now, black bears drink from 4 to 8. They actually drink at the same time as Roosevelt elk. And anytime you can hunt more than one species at the same time, you're going to find twice the amount of animals. I would set the time for 5:30. No need to hunt in the dark, and they don't come out right at the beginning of their drink time anyway. Now, black bears are everywhere in Layton. You can find them drinking on literally any water source on the map, but elk are only on the right half of the map, so hunt on the right half of the map. Now, bears are going to pay more than Roosevelt elk, being predators, and of course the males are going to pay more than the females, and the higher the level, the more it's going to pay. Unfortunately, we have some little ones here, but we're going to shoot as many of them as we can. Got some nice males coming in. Now, herd animals like elk and bears are your best early game cash generators because you get multiple harvests fast, and you're going to find them in the same spots on the right half of the map at the same time. And remember, bad shots don't just ruin trophies, they waste ammo, time, and money when there's nothing to harvest. Now, I am using a DLC rifle. This is the Arzina. If you are using non-DLC, I would recommend using either the Rangemaster 338, which is good for classes 7 to 9, or the 7mm Magnum, which is good for classes 4 to 9. And black bears are class 7. And you get more with a vital shot than when you mess it up. So you do want to take a vital shot. Okay, there's a level 4 elk, so we're going to take him as well. Another rule of thumb when you're hunting is literally to shoot everything you see. Everything is going to pay you. So if you see an animal, shoot it. Shoot the predators first. Got him! Beautiful. So our first bear is a level 3 male. He only paid us just under $1,100, which isn't that great for a predator. I mean, for a new player, $1,100 is a lot of money, but you are going to get paid up to $1,600 for like a level 6, 7, or 8 male bear when you get a vital. This is a female. She paid us just about the same. Females will pay around $1,100 for black bears, and I did not get a vital, so as you can see, I got paid less, and this was a female as well. Turkeys can be really great. If you find a pile of turkeys, shoot them all. Here is our elk, and yeah, they're going to pay around $1,100 for a male. Compared to bears, it's not that great, but hey, $1,100, shoot a few, you're going to make a sweet paycheck. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to approach a lake so that you don't spook everything, so that you can actually hunt what is around this lake. I come out of the outpost, I put a waypoint on the lake. It's okay to run in the game, just don't run right up to water sources. I run up until about 190 meters from the edge of the lake, then I start to walk. Now, I can't see anything yet, but at this point, I will start spotting everywhere. You do want a little bit of patience when you are coming up to all water sources. So unfortunately, it's really thick here. I can't see anything, so I'm going to crouch. I'm just going to assume that there are animals there, so I don't spook anything. See, look at that. There's an elk right there. It's only 120 meters away, and it's calm. It has no idea that I'm here, because I came in nice and slowly. Now I have the opportunity to shoot all of these elk. Had I come barreling in, they would be gone before I even knew they were there. So being stealthy is really important for making cash. Sometimes it's hard to be patient, but you need to be patient when approaching any water source, or you're going to spook everything away. Now we're looking for bears. Ooh, that's a bear. Well, that's a female, unfortunately. You want to spot around the entire lake before you shoot anything, or you could be spooking something even better away. Okay, so I don't see any bears aside from that female, and I don't want to shoot just her when I have all these elk that I could shoot. If you have the opportunity to shoot multiple animals, that's always going to be better than shooting one animal of another species, even if it pays you more. No, we got a couple. Okay, $1,114. So if you get a flesh shot, it's not worth tracking. You're better off just to find another animal to shoot than to spend a pile of time tracking down an animal that you got a flesh shot on. Just ignore it. Don't worry about it. I spent so much time tracking down animals as a new player. Man, I wasted so much time, and I could have just been shooting other animals and making way more cash. And 1127, that's about as much as they'll pay. Okay, so I shot a level 6 black bear, and as you can see here, it paid me $1,460. So as they get larger from that, they will pay close to $1,600. So bears really do pay quite well. Okay, we are here in Hirschfelden. And Hirschfelden is actually a really thick map, and it can be very difficult to hunt the drink zones. But as a new player, it's a lot easier to find animals out in the fields early in the morning. Now, when you do want to hunt in the morning here in Hirschfelden, I would recommend setting the time to about 6 a.m. because fallow deer feed from 6 until 10, and roe deer and European bison feed from 4 till 7. So at 6 o'clock, everything is feeding for an hour. So that's going to give you the best chance at finding the most animals possible. Now, another good tip is when you're changing the time, it is 25% cheaper to change the time in any tent as compared to changing it in an outpost. So if you do have a tent, drop it and change the time in the tent. It is going to save you quite a bit of money. Now, time changes get more and more expensive as you change the time. Like when you change the time sooner. If you wait a long time to change the time, it's going to be cheap. But if you keep changing the time in rapid succession, it is going to become very expensive. And the most it will cost you is $2,500 in an outpost. The best species for cash in Hirschfelden, in my opinion, is red deer. Now, you're not going to find red deer out here in the fields at this time, but you will later in the afternoon. But I would actually recommend hunting red deer during their drink time. They drink from 6 until 10, and they are at every water source on the entire map. So they're not hard to find. So just change the time to about 7:30, because if you set it for 6, you're going to be waiting for them to show up and start heading to those lakes and run those rivers. Now, even as a brand new player with no DLC, you can still hunt all of the DLC maps for free in multiplayer as long as someone on the map owns the map. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys exactly how to find animals, and it's actually really easy. But to do this, you need to join my Discord. So here is the link on the screen. Let's head in there. Okay, so when you come into my Discord, this is what you're going to see. You want to scroll down towards the bottom quite a ways until you get to references COTW. The first channel you want to go to is species info. So in here, you will find an information sheet for every map in the game. So for Layton, you just click on there and there will be a column for every species on the map, and there is piles of information in here. So in here, we have the class, the max level, diamond trophy rating, max weights in kilograms and pounds, all of their zone times, their collars and decoys, and their common and rare fur types. So you definitely can pull their zone times. I check these every time I hunt. Every day I come into my Discord and use this information. So if you were going to hunt black bears, come on in here, check black bears. They drink from 4 to 8. So the next thing we need to know is where do they drink? So then you can scroll down to Ladies Hotspot Maps, and there is a channel for every map in the game. So we're going to go to Layton, and there we have every species in Layton Lakes and their hotspots. So just scroll until you find black bear, and that's everywhere that black bears can drink in Layton. So pretty much everywhere. But that's as easy as it is to figure out where and when everything drinks so that you can easily find animals, because you need to find them in order to shoot them and make cash. Drink zones really are your best friend as a new player. You really want to focus on lakes and rivers. Most animals in the game drink and it's easy to find them around water sources. Much easier than finding feed zones, which can literally be anywhere on the map. Fast travel is free, you definitely want to use it. Tents are probably the #1 thing you need as far as DLC goes to save you time, and time is money. If you're running for 10 minutes between animals, you're doing it wrong. Use tents to get around the map to spend the time that you save shooting more animals for cash. You do not need the biggest gun in the game to make money. What you need is a weapon that matches the animal class and gives you clean, vital shots. You want to use ammo with good penetration, so you always want to be using polymers. Match the weapon class to the species, and I will show you how. One clean shot beats 3 bad ones every time. Bad shots don't just ruin trophies, they waste time, ammo, and money. So when you spot an animal, it's going to tell you in the top right-hand corner what class it is right underneath the percentage. Now, this is when you have 3 points in spotting knowledge, which I do highly recommend, and we are going to talk about skills and perks in a bit. So it tells you there that red deer are a class 6 species. So to know what weapon to use, you want to look at your ammunition. I have the Hansen 30-06. Now, when I highlight its ammo, it tells me that its recommended classes are 4 to 8. Because 6 falls within there, I can use the 30-06 to get integrity on red deer. And it's as simple as that. Just make sure your ammunition fits the class for the animal that you're shooting, and you are then using the correct ammunition to pass the harvest check. Now, to make a clean, vital shot, you want a broadside animal if at all possible. Frontal shots do not register properly in this game a lot of the time, so I definitely do not recommend taking frontal shots, but broadside shots are definitely the ticket. Now, you want to make sure you're zeroed properly. So what I do is I spot the animal, then I open the map. It will give you a green circle for the last animal spotted. So put a waypoint on there. So this animal is 144 meters away. I am zeroed to 150, so that is just about perfect. Now, if you don't have the zeroing perk, you will always be automatically zeroed to mid-range. So for weapons like the 30-06 or the Zarza 308 or the Arzina 300, they will all be automatically zeroed to 150 meters. So it's smart to take shots from about 200 meters. When you zero to 150 from 200 meters away, you should make your shot, or a little bit closer. Okay, so I changed my spot. I moved over here so that I would still have a broadside shot on this red deer. So now I am a little further than 200 meters away. I am zeroed to 150 meters. So what you want to do, you want to crouch before you take the shot, gives you a steadier shot, but you want to aim halfway up the body, just behind the shoulder blade. So you want to aim about right there. So here we go. That should have been good, and it was. We got him. So that is how you take a nice clean shot on any animal. Taking a nice clean shot will ensure that you get a paycheck. Okay. So there is our red deer. There's the shot. From 213 meters, I was zeroed to 150, and I pretty much hit where I aimed. It wasn't a lot of drop, and that is how you take a nice clean shot. This red deer paid us $1,462. Red deer are one of the best paid species in the game. You definitely want to hunt them when you're hunting for cash. Even the females, the hinds, will pay you $1,000 up to $1,200 for a female. That is pretty crazy money. This next part is huge because before you spend a single dollar on weapons, stop. So now we're going to talk about weapons and gear and what to use. So the perfect loadout using DLC would include, for classes 1, I would use either the Virant 22 or the Zarza 22. For a shotgun, I would use the Strandberg 10 gauge or the Cacciatore 12 gauge, which is actually non-DLC. For classes 2 to 6, I would use Frost 257 or the Quist Reaper. For classes 4 to 8, I would recommend the Zarza 308 or the Hansen 30-06. And for classes 7 to 9, the Arzina 300 or the Valgarda 375. Now, if you're not using DLC, I would recommend the Cacciatore 12 gauge. This is good for classes 1 to 8 with the different ammunitions. Then I would recommend the Ranger 243 for classes 2 to 4. Then I would use the 7mm Magnum for classes 4 to 9 or the 270. You can also use the Rangemaster 338, but you don't have to because the 7mm has you covered. But the Rangemaster 338 is good for classes 7 to 9. So that would be if you want a more powerful weapon for the higher classes. That would be your best non-DLC loadout. So now we're going to talk about the skills and perks that will help you make cash. Some skills don't just help you hunt, they help you earn. So I would recommend this ambusher skill right here, which is called the more the merrier if you are going to do a lot of missions. And missions are amazing for making cash in the game. Increases the monetary reward gained from completing any mission by 5%. Now 5% doesn't sound like a lot, but it's more money, and if you're doing missions, you might as well earn some more cash. I would also recommend 2 points in soft feet, and this is in the stalker skills. This will reduce the noise you make when moving through foliage, such as grass and leaves and bushes and shrubs, and will make you quieter in game, spooking fewer animals, which will definitely help you to kill more animals and make more money in game. I would also recommend 1 point in improvised blind. This reads further decreases your visibility when inside large bushes and shrubs, which will help you to kill more animals when they don't detect you because of this skill and make more cash in game. Now, when we move over to rifle perks, you definitely want 3 points in breath control. This will help you to take better shots, which will definitely increase the amount of cash that you earn. I would also recommend 2 points in zeroing, which is also in rifle perks, still here. This will help you make more precise shots, which will increase the amount of cash that you earn in the game. Because when you take a bad shot, you're not making any money. And you do want 2 points in steady hands. This will help you to take steadier shots, which will help you earn more cash in game. Now, under shotgun perks, you also want 3 points in recoil management. This will help you to make more kills, which will increase the amount of cash that you earn in game. Anytime you can shoot more than one animal and take a vital shot, that is definitely going to be a good day for your wallet. So recoil management will definitely help with that. The faster you find animals and the cleaner you kill them, the faster the money rolls in. Okay, so let's talk about what keeps new players broke. So common mistakes made by new players early on in the game. Taking bad shots and not knowing why it's bad. So you don't want to take shots that are too far back. You don't want to take frontal shots because they don't register great in the game. Often they don't register at all. And you don't want to be taking shots on fleeing animals. It's not easy to make those shots, especially as a new player. Got him! So no panic shooting if you are trying to earn cash. Okay, so let's talk about the vital organs. Now, in order to pass the harvest check to get full score on an animal, which will always pay you more than taking a lousy shot, you need to be shooting a vital organ. So the vital organs in the game include lungs, liver, neck, heart, there's the heart right there, and sometimes brain depending on the species. The easiest shot for a new player by far is a lung shot on a broadside animal. That is going to be the easiest shot every single time. So that is the shot that you want to go for, if at all possible. The other thing is, when you take a nice, clean, vital shot, you don't waste your time tracking. The animal's going to die faster. If you take a heart shot, going to drop almost instantly, and you're going to do no tracking at all, saving you time, which gives you more time to shoot more animals and make more cash. So clean shots is definitely the ticket. Now, in order to get full score on any kill, you do need to pass the harvest check. So you need to make sure that you are using the proper ammo for this animal, which we are. We use the 30-06, which is good for classes 4 to 8, and red deer are a class 6 species. Animals need to be shot 2 times or less. You need to keep the trophy organs intact. So what that means is for an animal like red deer, their trophy organs, see it says right here, their trophy organs are the antlers. So if I were to shoot this red deer in the head, that would not be keeping the trophy organs intact. So I would not pass the harvest check, and you need to hit 1 vital organ or more. And I showed you what those were already. You always want to be passing the harvest check in order to get full score on any animal, and you don't want to ruin a trophy. Whenever you don't pass the harvest check, you do get downgraded a medal ranking. So if I were to have shot this with, say, the 300, this would be a bronze and not a silver. And I would have got paid about $300 or $400 less for this red deer. Okay, so I have put together a list of the best species to hunt for cash for every map in the game. Now, I'm not going to read them all out to you because that would take forever. But if you'd like, you can just take a quick screenshot. So here we have from Layton all the way to Silver Ridge Peaks. And you will notice all of the predators are on the list. Red deer are always on the list when there are red deer on the map. Turkeys are great to shoot because you do often find lots of them, and anytime you can shoot a pile of animals at the same time, you're going to make a nice paycheck. So turkeys are a great choice, but it is mainly red deer and predators. For the most part, predators pay the big bucks, so that is what you want to be hunting on all kinds of different DLC maps. They will make you the richest. Okay, so we're now going to talk about the absolute best method for making cash in the game right now. And it is here in Emerald Coast. It is the beach method. Now, what you want to do is come on over to the Jakewood Cottage outpost and run over to the beach. Drop a tent close by. That will save you about a 600-meter run. And basically, you want to change the time to after 1700. From 17 to 20, red fox and bantang drink, and crocs will also be on the beach here. They are here most of the time. Now, you want to shoot absolutely everything. So the loadout I would recommend, this is what I carry when I'm grinding for cash in Emerald Coast on the beach. My main shooting rifle is the Arzina 300. You can use the 7mm or the 338 if you are going non-DLC. Then I'm using the Frost for Foxes. You can use the Ranger 243. I have the 22. I don't really need it. And then I do have health packs and a tent, and that's it. That's all I'm carrying. Now, you got to remember that the higher the level, the more you're going to get paid, and you're going to get paid more for a vital shot for passing the harvest check than for messing it up. Now, this is a nice big 8 mythical. Oh, I got a neck shot. Now, when you can, if you can get a neck shot, as you can see, it will make the crocs just drop, so you don't have to wait for them to float to you. When you just take a vital shot, say a long shot, they will go for a swim, they will die underwater or out in the water, and then they will float to where you were when you took the shot. They can go aggressive, like this female is. Now, females will pay a lot less than males will, but they're still going to pay you over $1,000. And I got a vital. Yes! So a vital shot won't kill them. I mean, it will, but it won't kill them immediately. But she didn't get too far. So the female paid us $1,128. That was the shot. And our mythical paid $1,583. That is pretty sweet. And there's the next shot. So because I changed the time to after 1700, we have all kinds of bantang out here. And here comes some red fox. Now the crocs will spook the bantang, but bantang are nice, slow-moving animals. You can literally run alongside a herd of them and ping them off one by one and probably kill every single one of them because they just don't move very quickly. Oh, this guy's leaving. Okay, I'm gonna let him go. We're gonna start pinging off some bantang. They're starting to disappear, so it's time to start shooting. I'm gonna reload. 0 to 150. I got him, but I didn't get her. Now, some cash is better than no cash. So if you can't get a vital shot, you want to make them dead at the very least. And I'm going to get closer. They're starting to vanish. But basically, you just want to shoot everything. 3 foxes. Now, it's pretty tough to get a vital shot when they're running, especially on like a red fox because they're so very tiny. Now, these guys are disappearing and they're all female, so I am going to focus on these ones here. Oh, they're starting to move. Okay, it's time to start shooting. So always shoot males first. Try and get a vital. If they're running, lead the shot so they run into your bullet. And if I'm going for a butt shot, I'll try and put a couple in, because if they go really far, I won't bother tracking them. It's just not worth it to have to spend a pile of time tracking down one kill. Just let it go. You're better off using that time to shoot more animals, because there's piles of them on the coast. Now, when you do this, your coast is going to look like this. It's going to be covered in hunting pressure. Even if you blow out your zones, they will come back. They may not come back in the exact same spots, but they will come back. So don't even worry about the hunting pressure. Now, look at all the crocs. This is going to be a nice payday. So the first thing you want to do is mark how far they are. So when you get within 200 meters, it's time to stop running. Now, crocs actually don't spook that easily. You can usually get pretty darn close to them. Now, if you really, really want to grind crazy for crocs, what you can do is drop tents intermittently along the coast, right on their zone. You want to come right in, and a good weapon then would be the Rhino, the Sunberg Rhino, which is good for classes 4 to 9. You're going to be shooting them within 50 meters, and they just don't spook. Look, I'm going to run right up to them. Watch how they act. Okay, I'm 100 meters away. They're attentive. That's it. Can you imagine if these were red deer? They would be so gone. Okay, I'm slowing down a wee bit. Okay, let's start shooting. Oh, there they go. Can't get a neck when they're running, so I'm going for a lung. And they're already starting to float up. So I think I got 3 out of 4 of them. And again, they're going to float to where you were when you took the shot. Now, if you're going to be running the beach more than one time, don't bother waiting for your floaters. You can get them on the second run through, and they will just be along the beach waiting for you. I got all 4 of them. Look at that. I might not have got 4 vitals. Let's see. We got double lung, $1,419 for a level 5. Okay, this is a level 5 male, $1,377. Probably shot that guy before the other one. Level 5, $1,305. Interesting how the amount you get paid varies for the same level. And this is another level 5, but this time I did not get a vital, so I got paid $956. So we lost about 400 bucks by not getting a vital shot. Now, if you can, it's a good idea to carry health packs with you. Crocs can go aggressive when you are running the beach for cash. Okay, so this Bantang I shot 4 times in the keister, and he paid us around $1,100, so not bad, considering I didn't pass the harvest check. Now, I forgot to bring my Gen 0 binoculars, but that is something you might want to bring when you are doing the beach cash method, because it does get dark, and it's only 18:56. We got another whole hour to go, so it's going to get even darker. Look at all the Bantang. Holy. And we have a red fox as well. Now, Bantang are actually fairly easy diamonds, so if you do see a level 4 that has 137 within the estimate, it could be a diamond. Definitely, that is one you want to shoot and pass the harvest check. See, the amount an animal gets paid is not the only factor. It's also really important how many of them you can find at once. And you can definitely find a pile of Bantang and Crocs on the beach. So this is a female. She's going to pay around $1,100 with a vital shot. This Bantang with a vital, we got left lung on the second shot, paid us $1,310. So you shoot a bunch of males, you're going to get a bunch of money. And look, this level 4 paid us $1,428. So Bantang pay really well. So that's it. That's all you have to do. Set the time to 1700 and run the beach, literally shooting everything. You can start at the bottom and run up, or you can start at the top and run down. It really doesn't matter, but this is the absolute best way to make cash in the game right now. And if you don't own Emerald Coast, you can do this on a multiplayer server. As long as someone owns the map, you can join any multiplayer for free, and that's also an amazing way to see which DLC maps you like and would like to purchase. If this guide helped you, let me know in the comments what was the first thing you wasted money on when you first started. And if you are interested in more beginner content, hit that like button so I know. Thanks for watching, good luck out there, and let's get you paid. And I'm going to recommend that you click right here for the worst mistakes new players make in Call the Wild.